Hi, Zoe here, welcome back to my channel. Today I have something a little bit different. I was going through my albums and I found quite a few actually, layouts that they aren't me. I don't really like them anymore. They kind of bum me out when I look through them, or some of them I hated right at the start. This one I've always hated. I did this when I was doing my kit review series, and I didn't get on with it, and I don't like it. So anyway, so what I thought was, how about I do some redos, or do-overs, however you want to put it, of some of the layouts that I'm not particularly loving. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with this one today. And I'm going to do a redo and try and make it something that I actually like. As you can see, the flare's already fallen off. I think I made this with an old Felicity Jane kit, if I recall correctly, when I was doing the kit review series. So the first thing you're going to want to do is carefully take your photo off. Now you can see on this one in particular, I have some glue up in this corner here. I have a sequin here. I wonder if that will come off. Oh, that came off actually quite well. And I have some gold Heidi Swapp Colour Shine, because apparently I was splattering even 2 years ago. So I think that's perfectly savable as long as I cover up this glue. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do with this one. Okay, so the first thing I will show you is that the glue actually peeled off. It just peeled right off, so it hasn't left anything there at all. Just some, excuse me, some dots of colour shine there, which I don't care about at all. And I have a slight mark there from the sequin, which again, is only noticeable when the light really hits it, so I'm okay with that. So yay, that was a pretty easy save, truth be told. So I think I'm going to work with the Cute Girl collection with this one, just purely because that's what my daughter loves the most. It's her favourite collection. So I'm going to go ahead and start to put this together. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to work with the Cute Girl collection because this is one of my daughter's absolute favourites, and my dog is letting me know that she doesn't approve of me shutting her away whilst I do this voiceover. She's not locked away, don't worry. She has a bed in the kitchen, and she's been told she has to stay there whilst I do this, lest she snore. So I'm going ahead and going through the Cute Girl collection. Long-term viewers of my channel will know I've already used this collection in its entirety once before. And yes, I have it all again. I bought the whole lot again because my daughter loves it and I love it. So why not? Why not? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this beautiful striped pink and cream paper, and I'm going to pair it with a couple of strips of this beautiful diamond, it's almost like a polka dot, isn't it, but diamond shaped. And I'm going to have some strips go along the top and along the bottom, and then I'm going to use 2 of these beautiful black scalloped papers, and I'm going to fussy cut them and just add those in as well. So I'm going to stick these down at a slight skew whiff cut sort of angle. I don't want anything particularly straight. I think that's one of the things I didn't love necessarily about the last version of this layout, is that it just felt a little too straight, I guess is what I want to say. I don't know, I just didn't love it. So I'm going ahead and adding these papers down, and I'm trying to ensure that some of these diamonds that are in yellow are going to remain on the layout. to enhance the yellow in her tutu. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch these off camera, and I'm going to stitch them with a turquoise thread, just for interest really. Usually I stitch in white, so it's just nice to add in something a little bit different. So I'm going to go through the ephemera and pick out the things that I think will work nicely with this layout. I want it to be quite layered and textured, I think. So I'm just going to play around with the things that I want to use on this layout, and I'm going to audition a few things, and I'm going to think that I'm going to use some things, and I'm going to put them back. I don't have a particular design in mind. I'm just going with what I think might look nice, I guess, and what feels right to me as I'm going along, which is generally how I scrap. I don't scrap very well with a very rigid idea in mind. I don't necessarily work very well with sketches, because every time I try to work with a sketch, it never ever comes out anything like the sketch. I change it every single time without fail. I just do. So I'm going to go ahead and start committing to my two base layers, which will be this yellow tag and this beautiful rainbow journaling card, I guess it is. Not journaling card, it's like a Project Life card, isn't it? I'm not sure what they're called. Let me know if there's a name for it, and there probably is. There inevitably is. Let me know down below if you know what the name is for a card that is not a journaling card, but is not also not a Project Life card. What is it? I want to know. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to those. I'm doing it a slightly weird way. I'm using some removable adhesive to stick them to my photo, and then I'm going to add some adhesive to stick them to the layout and pull my photo back up, because I want them exactly where I want them. And I then want to pull my photo back up and add some dimension to it with some fun foam. And that just seemed like the most easy way of doing it, I guess. And it was super easy. The adhesive just rubbed off with my finger, and yeah, I get my photo exactly where I wanted it. So I'm going to go back to my ephemera now, and I'm just going to start to commit to it. I do try not to fuss too much with ephemera, purely because if I fuss too much, I don't commit to it, and I question myself and I second guess myself constantly. So I tend to find I work a little bit better if I just commit to it. Now I know I want to use this beautiful 3 because it brings in the blue from the rainbow card into another portion of the layout, and she is 3 in the picture. So I'm going to bring it over onto the right side so that it has a direct sort of line from the other blue. I'm going to open the chipboard, and I'm definitely going to use these balloons because this photo was taken on her 3rd birthday. I don't know if Mr. Tumble is a thing elsewhere. He's a character on a children's channel here, CBeebies. My daughter loved him, and strangely enough, my son, who is now 3, also absolutely loves him. In an odd coincidence, we're taking them both to meet him in a few months. But yeah, she loved him. I digress completely as usual. So we got to this custom-made Mr. Tumble outfit that's sort of a tutu, and oh, she loved it. She loved it. It was possibly one of the best things we've ever bought her. So I've taken the floral from the sticker sheet and added it to the top right there, just to bring it up to match a similar sort of eye line as the balloons. I brought the balloons up, so I knew I needed to add something to make it feel balanced. So I've used some black foam thickers, now I can get it out, for my title, and I've added them in black because I wanted to add a 3rd point of black from the scalloped borders on the top and the bottom, but it feels like it needs something to give it some grounding. So I'm going to go ahead and root through my scraps that I have left, because the 6x6 pad is the only thing I could not find again. So I'm having to deal with my scraps that I have left over from the last one. But I'm digressing once again. I am using this yellow to ground my title. Again, because it adds another triangular point from a tag, and from the rainbow journaling card, it adds a third point of that yellow, which draws the eye back into the photo and just gives it everything points back into the photo. I'm going ahead and committing to that 3. And now I feel like the top of the photo needs something to just raise it slightly. It feels too deep a dip between the balloon and the floral. So I've added a blue date sticker, which brings the blue to 3 separate points as well. And now I'm going to go back through my sticker sheet, and I know I want to add in a second point of floral. So I'm going to pick this little small one and pop it behind my title, and carry on having a look through the sticker sheet. Isn't this just the most beautiful collection? Isn't it? I love it so much. I'm really enjoying redoing this layout. I really did not love my first version of it. I loved the papers. I loved the product. I just didn't love what I'd come up with. So it's nice that I can revisit it and end up with something that I genuinely love. So I'm adding in a third point of chipboard, which will be the arrow, and it also adds in a little bit of the gold as well into another point. So 2 birds and 1 stone. And I'm going to have a look at these puffy stickers and see if I want to use any of those. And I think I go with a butterfly up by my tag there. I'm just going to keep looking and see if there's anything else. I feel like I'll know when I've added enough. It's getting to the point where I'm adding smaller things now. I've certainly added enough bulk to the layout. So I'm just going to add in some smaller little layers, and just to add in some nice texture for the eye. I think just, yeah, and I've added 2 butterflies and that feels wrong to me, so I'm going to add a third up by the balloons. And now that date sticker feels like it needs something behind it just to, yeah, just to fill that little gap. It feels like there's too much of a space there, which was annoying me a little bit. So I've added in another label sticker and a little tiny little sticker that says hello. So my title will essentially be Hello Miss Tumble. I'm just carrying on playing around and adding some of the little star stickers, just having fun with it. Honestly, having fun with it. I genuinely had a blast putting this one together. It helps when you love the collection, it really does. And I've had a few comments lately about the fact that I tend to work within collections. And I do come out of them, and I do create layouts that I've put together myself without, from different collections. But yeah, at the moment I'm working with what I buy in, because I don't have a huge stash anymore. So I tend to just create with the piles I have, and if I have a pile that's a collection or a kit, I tend to just create with that. So that's why I haven't been doing too much of that, stash layouts, I guess. But I will endeavour to change it up a little. Yeah, I must challenge myself a little. Anyway, digressing again. So I'm going ahead and adding the dates in a few different spots on the layout. And I think that's about it. I think I'm probably going to add some Heidi Swapp Colour Shining Gold, genuinely only because I have some spots of gold on the photo from my original layout.